Hey, what's good, y'all? It's C Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this podcast, we talk about investing in assets that produce passive income. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this episode, we have a special podcast feature with AP of Notiboy. Let's bring him on the show. What's good, AP?
Hey, yeah, hi.
How's it going?
My pleasure to be. Yeah, it's going good.
For sure. Okay. Excited to have you on the show. It was good to meet you at the Cipher in Dubai, and it's good to see that your product is on its way and is growing. So,
Yeah,
Nati boy, let's start off with an introduction of yourself and a little bit about your background.
yeah. So myself, Vidyanand, I'm from India. So I have been into Web3 for the last 4 years and into maybe Algorand for the last 2 years. So while I started with maybe an NFT project, and then when I interacted with the community, I came to know that there is a small gap for maybe notifications and all, which should be like for addresses. So then we started working on a project, and then me with my co-founder who is a developer so from India, and we together started brainstorming how can we create maybe an on-chain communication protocol on Algorand, and that's how we started Notiboy.
Okay, nice, nice. Okay, let's break it down and make it real simple. So when we say on-chain communication, let's start there. We're talking about on the blockchain, and then
Yeah.
where I guess what two wallets can talk to each other or protocols. Can you break down exactly what the on-chain communication is?
So we did our study and understood that as of now, like in Algorand, so the number of decentralized applications are increasing day by day. And once this increases, like it becomes very difficult for an end user to track their interaction with each application. So once maybe like the number of applications are like 100, or you're interacting with 100 applications in 1 month, how will you make sure that like everything is going good, right? So we thought that in the first step we will create a notification protocol as part of our communication protocol, which will help the decentralized applications to send maybe personal notifications to the addresses. So that's the basic thing that we do as of now.
Okay, so and this is different from what on the Parawallet, for example, or my algo, you can add notes into a transaction. So if you wanted to send a note, you could write a note and then send a zero transaction. So we're not talking about that. We're
Yeah.
talking about
No.
something more sophisticated, right?
Yes, yes. So what? So that's a very raw thing. So that's having much more problems.
Okay.
So the problem number one is that you cannot stop somebody from sending you a note,
Yep.
right? Yeah. Second one is like your privacy. So, uh, um, what we are planning as of now is with the Notiboy project. Um, there actually we asked whenever the end user opts into our main contract, a small area, a memory will be created in the blockchain, and that will be in full control of the end user. So the end user can allow a channel to send notifications by opting into the channel, and once that end user opts out of the channel, uh, they cannot send a notification. So first, I think I have to talk about the channel. So any decentralized application has to create a channel in the protocol to start sending notifications.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, you can ask. Yeah.
Oh no, so I was just to get an understanding for myself and the audience. So, for example, if I was using, let's say, Folks Finance or AlgoFi for governance, right? I would have to opt in to their smart contract, the Notiboy smart contract, and then I can use the on-chain communication. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that can also be there. And for Notiboy, they can create a special channel with a smart contract itself, or they can use their smart contract for creating a channel. Both can be done.
Okay. So
So yeah.
no, I'll say as a founder, because I was reading up on your website more, and there's like some fees involved. You got to create. It looks like y'all using box storage and a few of the new tools together. Can you speak on those tools and how the process works of creating a channel?
Yeah, so what we do is that we have a main box where we store the details of each channel being created. So for that, what we as of now planned is we will charge a nominal fee from the channel creator.
Okay.
It will be a one-time free fee. And for the end user, what happens is that whenever an end user opts into our main contract, a box is created for each end user. So
Oh,
and then when end user opts into each channel, then he gives the permission for the channel to write into that box, and then we can read from the box. That's how it works. And there is another thing that we are doing, that is like verification of each channel. So
mhm.
see, since it's a decentralized thing, anybody can create a channel, right? But how will you understand? See, I can create a channel called Fox Finance. You
Yep.
can create a channel called Fox Finance. So how will we verify that that's Fox Finance? So we will do a KYC, and then we will add a verification in the box itself where we store the channel details. There we will add a small mark called verified, and then that can be pulled and then shown. Like so, the end users will understand whether it's a verified channel or not. Yeah, that's
Makes
how.
sense.
That's
Yeah.
that's a security point of view where we thought that's very important, right? Because now it's a bear market. Maybe in the bull market, like a lot of scammers will be there, and we have to be very careful.
Guaranteed, yes. In the bull market, scamming goes up just like the charts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So, on chain communication messages, events. What about the events? Can you speak on that part of it? And cross chain as well.
Yeah, so that actually the protocol has not yet matured. So we are planning maybe in the future, maybe once everything matures and maybe a decentralized application in Algorand want to send maybe a notification to an address in the other chain.
Hmm.
That should also be a possibility, right? So maybe
Yes.
somebody in another chain like Cardano, they are not active in Algorand. They are only active in DeFi. They come here, do something, and go back. They don't want to use all the wallets, maybe sending a notification to their Cardano wallet. That's possibility that we are looking in long term.
No, that's a great idea because the main chain I use is Algorand, but I do go use Cosmos. I use
Yeah.
Elrond. I do use those, like you said, for one specific purpose. I use a application, then I don't use it anymore. So, but a communication update would help if there was new features on that chain or protocol. So, definitely makes a lot of sense. All right, can we talk a little bit more about your team, right? Like, do you have a lot of people building onto this, or are you building? Like, how is this all working out? It seems
Yeah.
like
So I
yeah.
Yeah, so I take care of the marketing and also the front end development, and I have a friend called Deepak, so he's taking care of the smart contracts.
Mm.
So it's a team of two who
Oh,
work on this
nice.
thing.
Okay. So what are y'all doing? And I always like to ask about it, but security. What are y'all plans, or how are you doing to like make sure the smart contracts are secure and ready to go for the mainnet?
Uh, for security, our smart contracts don't have any value, don't store any value actually. So we are thinking of maybe like whether to do an audit or not. What we are thinking is going for a peer review with the developers in the ecosystem itself.
Makes sense.
That will be ideal. Yeah,
Okay, so it's because like your smart contract isn't holding coins or tokens. Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
That makes sense because if it was a DeFi, then we would say yes.
sure, yeah.
Yeah,
If it's a DeFi, we have to go for an audit because it carries a lot of value, and like if hack happens, it will be terrible.
that makes sense. Yeah. So what again so for the protocols who want to use it, how would they contact you, and then how do they start the process of setting this up?
Yeah, so the protocols who want to use, like, they can directly contact me or they can create a channel and contact us. It's not a problem. And then we will do a KYC to verify that, yeah, the channel creator is who he says he is. So then we will verify it, and then they can start sending notifications. They can start sending notifications, but after verification only, then people will start opting into the channel, right? Yeah, so
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the whole process. So we
Well,
have another plan. So this is the beginning. Next thing what we have to build is maybe a plan for a address to address communication. So that's also something that is required for the ecosystem. So for that, I think we are waiting for maybe feedback from the wallets. If our protocol can be integrated with wallets, then we would like to get a feedback from them what they require, and then like do all
Mhm.
the things. We don't want to build things and then they say that this is not our requirement, it will be difficult. So
Yep.
yeah,
That makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah,
the demand first, because the idea, thinking about this communication protocol, we have let's say the Tiger Chi Discord channel or something like that, right? We got a lot of NFT projects, Angry Penguins and whatnot. I can see NFT projects using this to talk to their community if something is happening that would keep it on chain, because that is a seems like this will be a great idea. I'm thinking. Is
yeah.
there?
So
Go
yeah,
ahead.
this will be actually used for sending very important information, because see, when you compare to web 2, this is a little bit costly because it will cost 0.001 algo to send even one notification.
Yep.
So yeah, so this is actually for maybe like, see, a DAO voting is happening. There is a DAO. Maybe Alguana is going for a DAO, right? They have DAO members, and maybe they have a thing like, yeah, at least 50% of the DAO members have to vote so that this vote will pass.
Mm,
So you have to bring all these people, right? Else you have to go that type. See, that's a problem with DAOs actually. If you have a rule saying that 50% have to vote, then 50% of people don't come, then you have to go for another day,
yep.
and that's how this decentralization process is becoming slow. So if a communication protocol is there, people look at this protocol for maybe every day. They get this information, our whole decentralization process will be more efficient. That's what we are planning to do.
Makes sense. So just to get my understanding right, so if the each message sent costs the 0.001 algo like the regular transaction. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I get it. So if you do use it a lot, it could slowly start to become costly if you're sending out thousands of messages. Speaking of that, what are the limitations, right? Can one channel send 1,000 messages or more out? And then characters, how many like words can we write? A sentence, a whole
Uh,
paragraph?
so for a channel, we have a limit of 10 characters. So English characters,
Okay.
that are very specific,
Yep.
and yeah, because there are special characters which take more space. So
Okay.
that's why I'm very specific about it. And there is something called a public notification, which is a broadcasting. So you write it once, everybody can read it. So
Mm,
it will be not be a notification, it will be like writing on your wall. So people can go and maybe click broadcast. They can see the whole list of like messages that you have on your wall. So that is a single one, and there will be like personal notifications which will be costing this 0.001 algo.
okay.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the roadmap some more. When is the product launching, and then when can people start testing it out or using it?
Yeah, so we have already launched on Testnet. Um, so anybody can start using it. I think around 688 people have already opted into our smart contracts.
Oh,
So
nice.
for that, actually, we were giving away a Notiboy Puddle kind of an NFT, which will
Mhm.
transform into a boy once we hit mainnet. So that's the thing that we were
Okay.
incentivizing people to do it. So there was a question that you asked, what is the limitation? So
Yes.
for public notifications, actually 180 characters, and for personal notifications, 280 characters is the limit that
Okay.
we have kept. I think that's good enough. 280 character, like, yeah, that's kind of a message, right?
Yeah.
Twitter, like whatever you tweet is 280 characters.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to kind of know what you want to say,
So
basically.
yeah. So in the future, what we are planning is maybe to have a mobile SDK, dot SDK, that any mobile application can integrate, and also like if required, we are planning for iOS and Android applications where people can get push notifications. So
So
that's the next thing, yeah, we are planning.
explain that a little bit to me more. Like, so like just this notification protocol can work on like a non-blockchain app or something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, everywhere. See, you have to you have to install the Algorand SDK, and then like, so for our we have SDKs, so that can be integrated anywhere, and you can start getting notifications. There is
Oh,
no problem. Even non-blockchain, like people can also get. They have to have that like SDK installed, and then they have to have a node, at least like Algo node or something like that. They
Okay.
integrate it. They can pull data from blockchain. So
Oh
yeah.
wow. Oh, this is getting interesting. Yeah. So do you have any like partnerships or things of that nature of other like platforms that you'll be working with?
So as of now, like it's in testnet. So we have Nifgen actually has created a channel. So
Nice.
yeah, and we are looking. Maybe once we hit mainnet, there will be a lot of people who will be interested in creating channels. So we are looking into like how we can maybe monetize this thing. So as of now, like we are not like we only are charging a nominal fee of 25 USDC for creating a channel.
Hmm.
But in the future, maybe once Algorand, even the ecosystem matures, we are planning even for subscription channels where like people can send some important information for which the end user will be ready to pay subscription fee, of which we can maybe charge a little bit of subscription fee as like a nominal fee as maybe a monetization fee kind of a thing. That's something that we are planning it.
Makes sense. It's a great idea, and I think people will definitely be interested. Okay, so can you tell the folks where to find you and some of your social media channels?
Yeah, so Twitter, we are already available in Twitter. So Notiboy project, you can check, and notiboy.com is our webpage where you can even have a link for our testnet application.
Is Naughty Boy for like notification?
Yeah, so we wanted NB, and N and B, it stands for nota beta, which means something important.
Hmm.
So Notiboy is for notifications. Yeah,
Ah,
and
nice.
Noti.
Makes sense. Well, thank you, AP. I'm gonna slide you out on the
Sure,
screen. I'll do my outro, and then thank you for hopping on the show.
sure. Thank you for your time.
Oh, for sure. All right, y'all. So we talked about a decentralized communication protocol being built on Algorand. So shout out to the Naughty Boy team. Make sure y'all try it out on Testnet. We know Nifgen is over there, so shout out to Nifgen. But yeah, go test it out, y'all. I'll leave all the information in the Twitter description, website, in the link on the YouTube. Again, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. See Will with the Passive Income Network. I am gone.